Jessica, this is what I get when I go to your website. If we go to page source, what the page markup looks like, this is what I get. So this tells me that you created a regular text file. Let's start from scratch here. The first thing you should do is, let's move this out of the way here, is to create a text document. And this is how to create any basic web page. And I'm going to name it index. And I'm also going to change this to HTML. Now I'm on a Windows platform, and this is how you work this. So here's my index page, and I'm going to open this up. Let's just actually right-click. I'm going to open it up with Notepad. So here's our main document. It's named index.html. So if I were to save this, well, actually I already did, post this up on a web page, this is what we get in a browser, just nothing, because there's no code in here, there's no format yet. And it looks similar to what you did here, except you have text. So, if I were to simply paste this text in it, that's not an HTML page. We need some tags to tell the browser what to do. Now, in the post, I had copied a basic page layout, and I just copied and pasted from the thread that I posted up to your response. We start off with the doc type. We start off with opening HTML tag and a head tag and a meta tag, and we have a title. You can put your title to your page right in here, and we close this head section. This is the head element right here of the page. All of this isn't seen by the browser when you open up a web page. It's information for the browser to interpret the page. That's what the doc type does. It tells the browser what type of document it is and how to display it in the browser. This tells where to validate the page to make sure that your markup is correct. This tells what character set that you're using. This tells the browser what title to display up in the browser window, and that just tells the head that we're ending the head element. Then we start the body section. The body section is like the content. This is where you put all your stuff that you want to show. So I'm assuming this is your content here, and we're going to put it here. Now, from looking at what you tried to do in the HTML tag, page, you have these without any HTML tags. So if you want fashion friendly on one line, here's fashion friendly. We have to first off in HTML tell that we have inside the body section here, which is great, but we have to tell it what it is. So it's a paragraph. So we start off with the P tag for the paragraph. Now, anytime you open up a tag, you have to close it. So at the end, I'm going to type /P, and that closes that paragraph. So everything in between these two P's right here is the paragraph, and that's text. So the browser is going to interpret all of this as one big long line of text. Now, according to your layout here, this isn't what you want to do. You want to have fashion friendly on one page, on one line. So we can tell the browser to have a page break by using the BR tag, and what that will do is start reading here and have fashion friendly, and then it'll have a line break, and on the next line it'll say welcome, learn all about your fashion, and so forth. So from looking at this right here, I think you want welcome on another line. So let's put another page break in here. Now notice that I said earlier, when you start off a tag and open up a tag, you have a closing one. The BR tag, or the page break tag, is one exception to that rule. And just in life, there are always exceptions, and this is one of them. If you have a space in between here and then a slash, this is a complete tag. It's like opening and closing all wrapped up into one. This is the only, well, one of the only tags, the other one is image, that you can do this with. So when you have a page break, you don't need a closing tag. Just put the BR space slash and then ending with the little bracket there. And that's all you really have to do. So I'm putting another one over here. So now we have, the browser's going to say fashion friendly. It's going to break onto another line, and it's going to say welcome, break onto another line. Let's continue with learn all you can. So if you want it to be learn all you can, and then about fashion and what you hear, we can put these page breaks. And this time I'm just going to copy that. So learn all you can, insert another break, about fashion and insert another break, what you wear, and then go to table of contents. Okay, so I would assume that, whoops, I'm assuming, there we go, that this is going to be your link. So go to table of contents, about us, and contact us. So if these are links, we have to tell the browser that they are links. And the way we do that is with an anchor tag. And that's the A for anchor. And then we have to say what the anchor references. So it's going to be href. The H stands for hyperlink, ref is reference, and then equals, and then the quotes. Then we have to say what file it is. So we can just say page1.html, and it can be whatever the file name is to this particular page. Then we're going to close the bracket, and then table of contents is actually the link. That's the text that the people type on. So that would be the end of that element. So we're closing it with the closing anchor tag. So this right here is our anchor element to reference page 1 HTML. So we have to obviously create another page, another web page called page1.html. Whenever you click on open this page up, this whole page up in the browser, it's going to have a table of contents with an underline on it for a link. Whenever you click on it, it'll go and open up page1.html in another browser window. So that's how the hyperlinks work. And about us would be the same way. So we could have a space and put a pipe symbol just to separate these links, and I'm going to have another anchor tag referencing, and then the about page. We'll call it the about page, and then close that. About us is the text that you want to be linked. And then we're going to have another space, pipe, space, and then we have another hyperlink. And this page could be called contact. And then after the word contact us, we close it with the closing anchor tag. And then finally we close the paragraph section. So this whole thing is the paragraph element. This is one anchor element, this is another anchor element, and this is a third anchor element, all referencing these links that you wanted for table of contents, about us, and contact us. So if I were to save that, and then we're going to close this out for a second. This is the file that we just saved. Okay, I'm going to double click that, and this is what the page looks like in your browser. So we have about us, contact us. Whoops, what happened to the first one? I'll have to look at what happened here. Open with, notepad, this table of contents. That's interesting. Like everything, you have to make sure you spelled everything correctly. And do we have the word go to? We do. Okay. Well, let's try this. Oh, I forgot the closing quotes here. That will make a huge difference, because that is, these are the page files. That just goes to show you what one little closing quote will do for page markup. I'm going to save this again. Refresh the page. There it is. So these are the links that when you click on them, they go to the other pages. Now right now if I click on it, it's going to say page not found, because I don't have these page files created yet. So if I were to create another page, let's just for the sake of argument here, let's create another page. We can actually file, save as, let's save this as page1.html, and we're going to save. Now we have two pages here. We have page, there it is, let's bring it over here, and just to make this different, let's just go to this right here in between the actually in between the P tags here, and we're going to put a little line of text. This is one of our pages for the site, and we're going to save this again. So now we can actually close this. We have two pages here for our website. The first one being the index page. That's our main home page. When we open this up in the browser, this is what it's going to look like. And our one of our supporting pages for the table of contents is going to go to this file right here. So when I click on it, that page opens up into the browser. Now, this would be great, but we don't have any other way of going back to this main page other than hitting the back button for the browser. So if we were to open this up into our notepad and put a link, let's say a hyperlink, using the anchor tag, and we'll call it index. So and I did it again, and we're going to index, and then the type to click for the link to go back to the main page would be go to the main page, and then we're going to close the anchor. So we have, this is one of our pages for the website, and then right next door to it, it's going to say go back to the main page. Actually, let's put a page break in here because we don't want to have them right next to each other. Let's save this right now. Close that out. And I'm going to refresh this page. So when we click on the table of contents, it's going to open up page1.html, which this is right here, and look what we have. Go back to the main page. So if I click on this, it's going to go back to the first page. Click on that, second page, main page. And that's how hyperlinks work in the browser. Obviously you can create more pages for your navigation that's going on here. You can lay this out differently using CSS and divisions. And I have some videos, and I can post some more up to teach you how to style. But this is how to create a basic site that goes to other pages by the use of hyperlinks.